Hello and welcome to the Dr. Grant Show. Today's show topic, 6 powerful tips to help you meditate better. There are countless studies on the effectiveness of meditation, but I am here to give you and infuse your meditation with deeper, greater insight and make it more powerful. Without further ado, let's get into the topics. First, understand what meditation really is. When you meditate, the goal is not to always achieve perfect harmony and zen and levitate into the sky and feel like you're sitting on a fluffy cloud. Set, especially if you are new to meditation, set realistic expectations and always learn how to pace yourself. This is one of the reasons why, when I first began my meditation practice 20 years ago, I failed miserably. No, I mean, really miserably, because I expected the whole world to stop. I expected my thoughts to automatically, with a single snap, to all of a sudden stop whirly birding around like a miniature cyclone in my head. And when that didn't happen, I stopped meditating. The mistake I made was my expectation, especially if you're new to meditating like I was. Set the expectation, number one, that you'll just simply allow whatever thoughts come to mind to come. Don't resist it. Don't fight it. And instead, let the thought come and then release the thought. There are some trainers of meditation that call this catching and releasing. You capture the thought because it's going to come anyway, and then you release it. Don't hold on to it. Don't deep dive into it. And eventually, you will tame the wild stallion of your mind and your body. And then that's when you begin to advance and ultimately receive the benefits of meditation. Second, this is unorthodox, but it works, especially for those of you that have very fast paced minds. Tip number 2, yoga before meditation. Remember, everything is energy. If you move that energy around with yoga and begin to calm these energetic channels and even release certain energetic blocks due to yoga, it will allow your conscious mind to, dare I say, tucker itself out, which leaves you with a clearer, unobstructed road to the subconscious mind and obtaining the peace and the benefits that meditation brings. Third tip, let go of perfectionism. If you're anything like me, perfectionism rears its adorable head and it has served you throughout your life. And that's why we keep falling back into this practice and habit of behavior. However, there is a point where perfectionism results in diminishing returns. And meditation is sometimes one of those times. If every time you embark upon meditation, you want the perfect Zen-like meditation state and practice where your third eye opens and you feel at ease and all of your problems are solved, you achieve complete calmness, complete glory. And that may happen, and then again, it may not. My goal with this show episode for you is to help you realize that when it does not, don't give up on your meditation practice, because depending upon what stage, point, and chapter you are in your life, it will ultimately determine the depth of your meditation practice. But the key is to keep going and do not stop. Fourth, use a journal. Write in your journal before your meditation and then afterwards. You see, your subconscious mind, it works best and the brain responds best to not only what you see and what you hear, but what's written. It commits your mind and the inertia of your life into action, whereas before you may have been in a contemplative state, but instead now you are moving more towards action with the thoughts that you all of a sudden may actually work through during your meditation session. So it is extremely important to acquire a journal, write in your journal before the meditation session, and then write in your journal afterwards. Just try it for 14 days, and you will begin to see certain patterns. You'll also begin to find solutions to challenges in your life where you thought previously there weren't any. Fifth, accept that each meditation will be different. Some days it will be easier than others for you to fall into meditation, and everything in your life will begin to fall away as you ascend higher and higher into various brain states. There are 4 brain states: beta, alpha, theta, and delta. Beta brain state is as you and I are now. You're speaking, you're watching this episode of the show, you're functioning. Alpha is the brain state that if you have ever read a book and begun to fall asleep and nod off, that is your brain entering an alpha state. Theta is when you are officially under. If you have ever had the pleasure of having a hypnosis session, what the hypnotist is working towards is helping your brain go into a theta state. The reason why the theta state is so important is that the theta state allows one to access their subconscious mind so that you can reach the desired behavior and outcome that you desire. Finally, 6, this is also innovative. Sneak in pockets of meditation throughout the day. Meditation doesn't have to be a one and done type thing. Meditation can actually be, especially once you become more experienced in it and practicing it frequently. And even if you don't practice frequently, all it takes is a desire to do so. An example of sneaking in pockets of meditation throughout the day would be for those of you that make coffee or drink tea. Maybe as you are brewing that cup of coffee and you are watching it percolate, you allow your body to focus on the sound of the percolator and the bubbling, and you begin to clear your mind of any thoughts and then begin to focus on relaxing and visualizing whatever it is that you need to visualize in order to stay calm. Perhaps you are allowing yourself to float mentally on an ocean, and you just allow yourself to relax and focus on your higher goal. For those of you that may be tea drinkers like myself, much love to you if you are. If you are a loose leaf tea drinker and you use a French press, as you pour the hot water into your tea press and it begins to come in contact with the tea leaves, and you watch the tea leaves begin to release the tea into the water, take that time as you watch that process to meditate. You don't have to even close your eyes. Now, this is a slight take on the Hawaiian way of meditation called hapalau. They meditate with their eyes open. It is a practice for those that participate in it to meditate with your eyes open, because you're focused on the inner core thought, feeling of calmness, and keeping that in place throughout the day. This allows you to continue that peaceful feeling all day long and move you closer and closer to solving any challenges that you have in your life, because you remain in a constant state of calm where you're not easily upset. You don't easily lose your cool. And that is always an excellent state to be in, to be able to be more in control of your emotions. All right. Thank you for watching the Dr. Grant Show. What you have just seen and what we've covered in our topic today were 6 powerful tips to help you meditate better. For those of you that are unfamiliar with my show, and the reason why I create these episodes is I lost my mother to food addiction. And when I lost her, I realized after reviewing her things, and there were 3 dresser drawers filled with diet books, filled with magazines, filled with newspaper clippings dating all the way back to before I was born in the 1970s. Don't calculate my age right now. And I have been with her throughout her whole journey of trying to learn how to find more willpower in order to control the urge to overeat and control her binges and control giving into food cravings and emotional eating. I have witnessed my mother trying every single new diet under the sun. And they would work sometimes, and then life would get in the way. And the next thing you know, the promises that she made to herself, she'd break them, and the weight would come creeping back, as well as the distress that came with it, and the feelings of shame and failure and negative thoughts. And because of this, I created the first scientific study based in psychology that helped women online in 4 weeks actually learn to empower themselves so that they could control food addiction and its symptoms, such as overeating, food cravings, binging, emotional eating, stress eating. And although this was not the goal of the study, another interesting benefit happened. They lost almost 20 pounds in 4 weeks. Once again, this wasn't the goal. So if you are looking to lose a little bit of weight and this is one of your goals, then I can also help you. It has taken 10 years of dedicating my life to honing and perfecting that study, and it was extremely successful. So now I am taking all that knowledge and teaching women worldwide how to get the tools that they need to prevent these limiting thoughts, these negative emotions, these habits, by reprogramming their brain and learning new habits so that it's sustainable and it sticks without dieting, without stretching your willpower, because that's not what it's about. It never was. I can be found on edibleaddiction.com. If this sounds good to you, I invite you to have a conversation with me in a get to know you session. All right, everyone. The Dr. Grant Show is on Mondays, live on Wednesdays, and on Saturdays. Much love to you. Bye.